The cynic. Well, guess it's time for me to address it. Addressing the debate between Academy, the Manhood Academy, and Professor versus myself, the psychological cynic. I'm going to say it off the bat. I'm going to say it right now. I am embarrassed. Yes, I am embarrassed that I did participate in that debate. Nothing can be helped for it. I went in not ready. I mean, I observed the professor's previous debates. I've seen his tactics. I was analyzing his ways inside and out, and I came to the conclusion there was no way I could win, if you will. There was nothing for me in it. I mean, when I've seen his audience reactions, I knew I'd be judged by his people on his turf, and I said, fuck it, let's do it. I suppose what I thought was half the video he claimed that MGTOW cowards were, quote-unquote, MGTOW cowards, were too pussified to go up there and debate him live. Me being there would disprove half his video. But the embarrassment came with my accepting of his unreasonable challenge, because I knew how he would be and how he would speak. And I knew he'd be disrespectful and blah-de-blah-de-blah. That didn't surprise me. That didn't really faze me as much as it should have. But where I really fucked up, was when it shifted away from MGTOW into anarchism versus statism, and I swore to myself there were two things this channel would never be about, and that would be focusing too much on women and associating anarchism with MGTOW. Which is why I continually said, for any of you who can make it through the video, that I speak for myself, I do not speak for other men going their own way. I stress that point above all else. I don't speak for anyone else. And that was the exact reason. I should have known better. I did not control myself as I should have. And that is the biggest disappointment in that whole debate. I did not try to control the narrative. I let him do it all the way because it was his channel, his debate, and his ordeal. And I sat back and I let him, well, frankly, walk all over me. And I just took defensive stances when I could. And yeah, I know a lot of people are just going to go on about how ridiculous he sounds with the chipmunk voices and the voice distortions and yada yada yada. It's silly. It really is silly, but I don't want to harp on that. He claims he has his reasons for anonymity, a simple doc drop. Apparently he's never heard of that or whatever. But yeah, this video is going to be pretty much focusing on my own failures and my own shortcomings within this whole ordeal. And I suppose that's honestly all I've got is the fact that I went in there not ready. Well, half not ready, and half it was just a stupid decision on my part. It was a honestly stupid decision. I mean, my basic mindset was just to go in there and blow off some steam. He harped on the fear aspect, which I do admit, yes, I'm afraid of a lot of things. The difference between me and most people is I'm willing to admit it. I do fear a lot of things, government being the biggest one of them. Mainly because that's what the government's supposed to do, is control people through fear, coercion, and violence, but I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about that. But this is the part where I'll give a little bit of criticism on the part of the Academy. Because honestly, another thing that did disappoint me, and this is rare, this is honestly rare that this happens whenever I walk away from a debate, I did not learn anything from him. I mean, yeah, I learned that me going there was a stupid decision, but I knew that I half knew that when I did it. I also learned a lot of stuff about myself through myself and my embarrassment, but I didn't really learn anything from him. I suppose that's another disappointment, yet I shouldn't be disappointed, because I was sure I wouldn't, but I mean, now that I've had some time to think about it, I honestly do try to take away something from every debate or every interaction I'm in. I honest to God do, but I got nothing. I honest to God have nothing. his entire stance was about controlling other people and believing that the human race is going to be stuck in its gender roles because the women have vaginas and, therefore men penetrate and impregnate. That's it. And he was trying to focus his entire argument around that, minus the anarchy bit, and that was pretty much how relationships were supposed to go from now until the end of days. It's a very traditionalist view. I don't see that. I see that as an old and archaic way of thinking. Perhaps the feminists have gotten to me there, but I do honestly see men and women as equals. I do. Call me out on that if you want to, but I do see women as capable of being adults if they are pushed to be adults by society and by people and not coddled. I see them as having the potential. I see the human race as having the potential to no longer need use of sexual reproductive organs. We do now, but there are alternative and better systems that we can use. I know a lot of people are going to go, Brave New World, but it's just, I'm not editing this video at all. You're hearing my absolute thoughts on the matter. But, even barring that and having the roles that the sexes play in their role to control another human being, to force them to do as you please, it must be threats of violence. I mean, you can sit there and act all big and tough and like your dick's the biggest in the world and you're going to swing it and destroy the fucking Empire State Building. But if there's reluctance past that point, and it's quote-unquote your woman, and she's acting up, apparently you have to escalate until you do get her under control with this guy. And no, I'm sorry, I just have no interest in forcing another human to be what I want them to be. I don't think anyone should do that, aside from parents to control their children. And even that I have severe leerment of. But yeah, so I know that last bit was about them. I mean, I could go into a bit more about them, but I don't want to make this too much about Aca Demy, because honestly, my disappointment is with myself and my own decisions and my lack of preparedness going into the debate. And that's pretty much my thoughts on it, guys. I'm sorry this isn't longer, but I really didn't leave with too much from it. Sorry. I'm the cynic, everybody. Have a nice day.